Hey everybody, welcome back to Edgemont Garage. I'm Chris, and today we're finally gonna unveil one of our project cars. Now you guys have already seen that BMW that's getting built for the 24 Hour of Lemons race, and that's only a couple weeks away. So a lot of our attention has been over on that car. But we do have this other car that we're gonna do for a different style of racing. We do have a little bit of wind and rain today, which is bizarre because we live in the desert. These are strange days, I'm not sure what's going on. And I do have to be careful because my sunroof is broken in the up position. But I want to see how many of you guys would have guessed if this is our next project car. That's right. We have a 1995 Mitsubishi Eclipse. Now some of you guys might be saying, well, wait a minute. I thought you said this was a US made car in one of your clues. Mitsubishi's Japanese. How does this make any sense? You gotta remember that Mitsubishi and Chrysler, they formed a partnership company called Diamond Star Motors, kind of in the late 80s through a good portion of the 90s. This car came from that partnership. That's also why a lot of people call these Eclipses DSMs. And specifically, ours being a 95 means it's a second generation, so oftenly referred to as a 2G DSM. A lot of you guys already probably know that there was an RS and a GS, and those were like front-wheel drive, four-cylinder, basic cars. Then they have a GST and the GSX, and both of those got to share the same turboed four-cylinder called a 4G63T. It was the same one found in the mid-90s Mitsubishi Evolution rally cars that we never got here in the United States. Doesn't make a ton of power, maybe I think it's 210 horsepower, but they're heavily modifiable. We're gonna keep this one pretty stock since it has over 200,000 miles. We're just gonna make it user-friendly and give it accessible power, make sure it's good, clean power band, and put some miles on her on the track. So my favorite feature about this car is the X in the GSX. So that means this one is all-wheel drive. The all-wheel drive on this car was taken from the same all-wheel drive system that was found in the Mitsubishi Evolutions of the 90s. Kind of like the motor was a transplant from also the Evo. All-wheel drive on this one should give us improved handling, should give us better acceleration when we're on the track, especially if we put really nice tires on it. Necessarily the cleanest interior. We have a sunroof that is broken. So we do have a classic 3-pedal. Of course we got a check engine light. That's a pretty standard issue. I think it just comes from factory that way. But you can hear the Chrysler-ness on the inside of this car. Like the panels, those buttons are in there. They're just down there. Very plasticky, very Chrysler-y thing. Really quite annoying. The car is definitely not built for comfort, but it actually drives pretty smooth. Shifts pretty okay. Does need some suspension attention. That's pretty much the only thing I really started working on since I've had the car. So you guys are almost seeing it the way I got it. Now we're getting close to 213,000 miles. I always thought that this bump right here was a turbo bump, and that's not true. It's actually just a timing chain cover slot. Who knew? Our plan is to use that budget BMW for the 24 Hours of Lemons race, which is a head-to-head style race where we race next to other cars on a track. A lot of us are very new or have even never done that style of racing, myself included. That's going to be a whole learning experience. So the plan is with this car is to take this car to do like time trial type of racing. SCCA used to call it time trials. No, SCCA used to call it solo racing. I've also heard it called time trials, time attack. But in a nutshell, it's a bunch of cones on a big tarmac, and there's a course that's outlined, and you are racing, largely racing your time. Technically, you race in a class against other people, but what we plan to do is to really harness and get better at our racing, finding our lines, our acceleration points, and that's where this car is going to fit in and do a really great job. And there you guys go. That's probably a pretty good spot to end the video today. Now that you guys got to check out the Eclipse and I don't have to keep it a secret anymore. You guys got to learn what we plan on doing with it, where it's at now, and you guys will see it progress over the next few months. But right now our top priority is that BMW. Since we leave, I think we leave next week. Oh, we leave 1 week from today to start heading out to that race. So you actually probably won't see too much on the Eclipse for just a little bit, but we're excited to bring you guys some new content. We got a couple videos in the works, just need to get time to edit it. We'll probably get one more out before we pack up and start heading to Northern California. Then the video after that's going to be us out at the track. We'll see how we do on one of our first races. We hope to see you guys there. Hey Jonah, why won't the bicycle stand up by itself?
Why?
Because it was too tired.